Our names are Jessie
and Daisy. We feel most adults don't know much about the Bill of Rights, the three branches of government, or the checks and balances system, so we would like to inform you through video.
The Bill of Rights protect our rights, the three branches of government are our government, and the checks and balances system makes sure that the government has an equal amount of power. Today, most of our rights in the Bill of Rights still apply to us, although we don't really need to quarter troops or punish people for crimes. Third and Eighth Amendment.
The Bill of Rights are the first 10 out of 27 amendments in the Constitution. An amendment is a small change in a document.
An amendment can be proposed by either two-thirds vote in Congress, which is both Senate and House of Representatives. Next, the amendment needs to be ratified, which means approved.
It can be ratified by either 3/4 of the state's legislature or by state conventions in 3/4 of that state.
The first three amendments are about the personal rights and freedoms of the people. The fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth amendments are about protecting the rights of people that the government suspects of committing a crime. The ninth and 10th Amendment are about limiting the power of the federal government.
The Bill of Rights protect people's rights and can't be taken away by the government.
They also limit the powers of the government so the government doesn't have too much power over us.
The Constitution was approved on September 17th in 1787 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Then the first Congress approved the 12 amendments on September in 1789 and sent them to the states for ratification. Finally, the 27th Amendment was ratified in 1992.
The Constitution forms the three branches of our government, which are the legislative, executive, and judicial branches.
The legislative branch was established from Article 1 of the Constitution, and it includes Congress, which is Senate, and the House of Representatives. If you want to be a senator, then you have to be 30 years old, have been a U.S. citizen for at least the past 9 years, and you have to live in the state you represent. The Senate has the power to declare war, approve/sign treaties, approve president's nominations, and to override a president's veto with a two-thirds majority vote from both houses of Congress. If you want to be in the House of Representatives, you have to have lived in the U.S. for at least the past 7 years. You have to be at least 25 years old and live in the state you represent. The House of Representatives deals with the money. There are 435 House of Representative members. The number per state depends on the size of the state, and 100 Senate members, which is 2 per state. The Senate of the legislative branch is to turn the job of the legislative branch is to turn the citizens' wants and needs into laws and also to make laws.
The executive branch was established from Article 2 of the Constitution and includes the President and his cabinet, which include Vice President, Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury, and 13 more. To become president, you must be 35 years old, be a natural-born citizen, and have lived in the United States for at least the past 14 years. The job of the executive branch is to execute or carry out laws, and some powers include the president being able to approve or veto a law, sign treaties, and has the power to lengthen forgiveness of crimes and mercy for federal crimes, except in cases of impeachment, which is where an official does something that is not legal and then is kicked out of office. The executive branch also includes the Electoral College, which is the process of choosing the president. It is created by the Founding Fathers in the Constitution.
The judicial branch is established from the 3rd article of the U.S. Constitution, and it is made up of the Supreme Court that has 9 Supreme Justices or judges that are appointed by the President and also approved by the Senate. They serve life terms or until they retire. They serve lifetimes or until they retire, they are convicted by Senate, or they die. The job is to interpret or explain laws, and they have the power to declare an action taken by the federal government or a law unconstitutional.
There's a system called checks and balances that basically ensures that all the branches are equal in power, and so that no branch has a crazy amount of power. This is the power of other branches to check up on the other branches.
Some examples of checks are if a legal action is claimed to be unconstitutional, then the judicial branch makes the final decision. The Congress can override the president's veto if a two-thirds majority vote from both houses. if there is a two-thirds majority vote from both houses. The President signs the treaties, but the Senate has to approve it. Also, the President appoints the members of the Cabinet, including the Vice President, and also the Supreme Justices, but the Senate has to approve this choice. That is our government, and hope you learned something interesting.
In conclusion, we feel that many adults don't know very much about the Bill of Rights, the three branches of government, or the checks and balances system, so we decided to inform you.
Remember, the Bill of Rights is the first 10 amendments in the Constitution. The three branches make up our government, and the checks and balances system ensures that all the branches of government are equal in power.
We hope you learned something and enjoyed watching this video.